So some of my friends tell me that I often pick on solopreneurs, that I have a thing against them or something. They say that I'm always saying that solopreneurs are spoiling the market with cheap offerings and they can't produce quality services. Well, all that I can say to them is this: I was once a solopreneur before, doing everything on my own. But after a year or two, even though I get to keep close to 100% of all the revenue as profit, I told myself enough is enough. And I had to start building a team. So fast forward a few years, Team Learns is 12 people strong today. So in this video, let me share with you why I don't work alone in my business anymore. What's up, guys? Different Colin here. So fast we have on to this fifth episode in this My Thought series, where I share my uncensored opinions in topics that concern my business. Now, if you have watched the previous few episodes, you would have known that I transitioned from being a civil servant to a digital marketer. And then I grew a small team to form a digital marketing agency called Learns Marketing before becoming a video production company with digital marketing capabilities today. So let me take you back to the days when I was a solopreneur. Well, technically I had never really worked totally alone at all, because those of you who are very attentive would know that my wife was partnering with me in the business. So technically I wasn't so alone since the beginning. But anyway, when we first started, we really did everything ourselves, from website design to social media accounts management, copywriting, ad campaigns, prospecting, sales, account management, company finances, what else? Even the creative work like logo design, landing page design, even photography and videos, everything were done by either my wife or me. Well, that's until one day when we knew that we couldn't cope anymore. Yes, profit margin was near 100% for us, but if we had no time at all, there's no way we could grow. But we still weren't willing to give up our revenue for overheads. So we did what most solopreneurs out there do. We collaborated. So we got people who are good in other fields, hopefully better than us, to do aspects of work that I hated to do. But instead of paying them, we did profit sharing. So that's when we got our first copywriter collaborator. He's paid per project. And then after that, we had an SEO team, a PR expert, and yes, you guessed it, a videographer. Well, at that time, I thought this was a foolproof business model, meaning no project, no loss in income, right? And even if profits are smaller, at least we, would have gotten some that we otherwise wouldn't. So this model worked for a while until one day it didn't anymore. Bit by bit, the collaborators and us faced issues. And the most common one was quality, because they are not us, they won't be able to write like us. So quality suffered and clients started to make noise. And because of different working norms and expectations, some collaborators didn't agree to make good their product after they were paid. And speaking of being paid, another issue was payment. So when it comes to splitting of profits, two things will happen after a while. Now, the first will be that one party will think that they aren't paid enough for what they did. And the second will be that one party will think that the other didn't do enough for what they are paid. So I experienced both. And so collaborators started demanding more, and some who didn't started doing less. Now, don't get me wrong, I don't blame any of my past collaborators. Well, maybe except one who backstabbed and badmouthed us very badly. Anyway, he's gotten his karma by being blacklisted by virtually anyone who partnered with him before. Anyway, I digress. Okay, like I said, I have nothing against people I worked with before. Everyone is doing a business, so it's understandable that they will want more compensation in terms of either income or time. So when they don't have enough of either one of them or both, they leave, and that's the end of our collaboration. So after a period of collaboration and learning lessons, I realized that this isn't the way to grow the business. Now, to do so, one must invest in the business first. It's a very, very difficult process to grow a business by going through the risk-free way of profit sharing all the time. And so we invested in our first staff. Her name is Sheila, our virtual assistant or VA. Now back then in 2017, when we first onboarded her, she was just a part-timer helping us with scheduling posts and creating reports. Now 4 years later today, she's now so capable of so many things in the company that she can vet videos, write posts, create newsletters, design simple graphics, and manage all our task management processes. And after Sheila came our first video editor. Though this particular editor is no longer with us since the circuit breaker last year, she has helped us with the tedious role of editing videos. And during her stay with us, she did at least 100 videos for us, saving us at least 1,000 hours of work that I would otherwise have wasted to doing more productive areas. Then over at the production side, we got our first camera operator, who is Amira. And that was in 2019, and Amira has been with us since, shooting hundreds of videos side by side with me. And over the course of these 4 years since we onboarded Sheila as our first staff, we have employed over, I think, 30 people. Now, many of them have left over time, either because of a mismatch in expectations or their need to further their studies or aspirations. A handful of them actually disappeared. I mean, literally vanished one day after blocking us on their phones and leaving their half-done tasks behind. But many of them stayed in Team Learns and have grown in not only their competence but also their values in life. Of particular mention are Mia and Shiki, two of our most valued video editors who have stayed with me through thick and thin, continue to surprise me in terms of their work quality. So why, you might ask, did I choose to employ rather than to collaborate? Well, certainly there's a lot more financial commitment in getting one staff, let alone a team of them, as opposed to, like, say, profit sharing with collaborators, right? Well, frankly, this is true. And to support my team of 12 staff today, a good 5-figure expense has to be set aside monthly. And this is no doubt a stress point whenever we come to a slow month. But monetary investment aside, I get less problems of quality and those two issues which I shared earlier concerning collaborators. So when I get the right staff and train them well enough, the company will be more assured of quality in our products. And beyond just this quality, right, is the consistency of quality. Then, of course, with a clearly spelled out employment contract, I wouldn't get the issues of them asking for more compensation or doing less. Well, it's not that I won't totally get them. It's that I have more control. Now, of course, for the well-deserved, they will definitely get yearly pay raises and bonuses, which I'm super happy to give so long as the company bottom line is healthy. But for those who needed some push, we can still work out our expectation in the following year's contract too. And beyond the control of quality and salary, I think personally another area that I enjoyed thoroughly in working in a team is that I'm not alone. I tell you, during the circuit breaker in 2020, it was an extremely difficult time for me. More than half of our clients broke their contracts on us. One of my collaborating partner left due to money, and 2 of my staff left. Now, if I was in this alone, already as depressing as those 8 weeks of isolation and strict staying and working from home, which really meant we had 0 shoots, I don't think I could survive this torment alone. It was along with the support of my team from good people like Sheila, Amira, Mia, and Shiki, who chose not to abandon ship despite pay cuts and still encouraging me to continue on, did I manage to keep the company alive. I know that you know that in such challenging times, it is always appreciated that we have someone else on our backs, don't you? But beyond these two reasons, the control and the support lies the most important of all, in which why I don't work alone in my business anymore. And if you didn't think that the first two reasons were critical enough for you, this third one should. And this is the time that I save. Now I cannot imagine with sometimes up to 70 videos to produce in a month, how is it possible to do all that alone? At around something like 20 hours to storyboard, shoot and edit one video at the very least, that's like 1,400 hours. I don't even have half that time, even if I don't sleep for like 30 straight days in a month. But what's even more important than that is the fact that with a team and the time saved, I can have some me time, which is so important in helping me with upping my creativity. You wouldn't have guessed that a good Netflix movie or a short YouTube marathon or even an hour of nap or simply doing much will help so much in the creative juices that are so required in my business. And of course, with more free time, I can also continue to date my wife more, which we have done so lately this year. So all in all, are all these worth the 5 figures invested in getting a team? Let's see. More control in consistent quality? Check. More human support from team members? Check. More time to spend on myself and my loved ones? Check. Oh, one more thing that is so important for the business. Every dollar invested in the team equals at least $2 back in business. Check. Now honestly, if you are the most shrewd businessman, this last reason should be apt enough for you to think of not working alone sometime in the future. So go try it out. Stop being a solopreneur by doing everything yourself. Outsource an area or two which you hate or rob you of your time. Partner with a collaborator so that both of you can make more income. Even getting a vendor like me to do your videos or social media campaigns will ultimately trump in putting all the work yourself. I assure you, you would definitely see the benefits of not working alone in your business one day. And then you will have me to thank them. Okay, so I hope you're inspired by what I've shared in this video. Everything that I've shared here are first-hand experiences which are uncensored and unfiltered, meaning they are the truth. This is the aim I had in making this series of different and better or differenter videos. So if you resonate with what I did here, a like on the video will surely be appreciated. And do subscribe too if you haven't already, so that you won't miss the next and last video in my thoughts series, where I share how you can potentially use all that you have watched over these 5 videos to reach at least a 6-figure revenue in your business in 2022. Well, until that video, I thank you so much for watching until this point. I'm Differenter Colin. Why be different when you can be differenter? Do watch my other videos in this channel, okay?